Welcome to the EmpowerHer Entrepreneur podcast with Janis Boudreau, the ultimate destination for fearless women business owners ready to conquer their next level of success. Get ready to ignite your entrepreneurial spirit as we dive deep into all things related to building your empire, setting ambitious goals, and scaling your business to new heights. This podcast is your go-to resource for empowerment and encouragement. Tune in every week as we inspire, motivate, and empower you to embrace your full potential as a woman entrepreneur.
Hello, friends. Well, have I got a great topic for you? It's something that definitely has worked to my advantage in my business career from the time I decided to be an entrepreneur, and I am still doing it now. And what's that? I'm sure you've heard out there the term micro learning. So this is something where you utilize time in your day, depending on, sometimes I've even done 5 minutes. I've done an hour. You could be walking. It could be in the evening. This is where you take opportunities and you use them to learn something. For myself, I was extremely hyper-focused in my business. So almost all of my learning was projected around building my business, finding ways to be doing things better. Everything could be from technology to different applications to writing. I remember taking one on speaking and on engagement in large groups. The gamut of choices out there is extremely large. What I used to do, is I hate to say, I was really on a tight budget in my business. So I found ways to be able to do things myself. But that's not always easy. Coming from myself, I'm turning 48 next month. And I come from a time where computers was just kind of hitting the market. And most likely could be the same, where we weren't always the best at it. So as I was developing my business, I just found every single way I could possibly micro learn. I remember being on my boat, which you think, okay, great, I'm going to sit, I'm going to relax, I'm going to listen to music, I'm going to have a cocktail. No. Janis Boudreau was down in the bottom of her boat. And I remember finding a small course on email marketing. And from that, I was able to hook it to the booking and charting software that we use. But that 1 hour that I spent learning everything about email marketing in a condensed course was just enough what I needed to be able to get that going. We do a monthly newsletter, and we also do, I would say about twice a month, we get something out there to our clientele, which is education based. So I was able to do that by just doing a little bit of micro learning. Some of the other things, I remember being on vacation. I'm always working no matter where I'm at. I really am. I'm kind of a nerd. I should get that out there first. But I remember being at the beach, and I could stay and lay there all day. Instead, I had my headset on my head. And I was utilizing that moment to just spend the morning learning about Google Ads, because I knew that I could spend $2,000. I could have a company do all my advertising. I could have them do all these different things, or I could learn how to post and do a Google ad properly. I'm a keyword expert now, and that's something I learned under a palapa while sitting at the beach. I was able to pull up on Audible, actually. There's lots on there. I think it was like Google Word, not for dummies, but it was something like that I was able to listen. I was still enjoying the beach. I was still enjoying life, but I'm using these times. And the reason I talk about this is I just see so many people lost in endless scrolling. Yeah, that's you. it's all of us, where we're getting on our media, we're doing Facebook, we're doing Instagram, scroll. Next thing you know, 2 hours has passed. And it's something to think about when you're in a funk and you're like, I want this to work. Why can't this change? And instead of utilizing that time for some micro learning, you're utilizing it to, scroll to kind of placate yourself. I can tell you in every single aspect. That's why even myself, I think that's what catapulted me to design all of our online courses. Because most of them can be start, stopped, taken in between and throughout people's days. And I am a big person who takes a lot of online learning. I do not have time for in-person. So those are different things that you can be doing to help your business, to help yourself. I knew that even myself, when I was doing the policies and procedures, and we have all the manuals that we did for my company, often I would take an online course, or the big one, which you're listening to now with me, is a podcast. When I put my makeup on in the morning, that's not waste time for me. I'm probably and most likely listening to a podcast about bettering myself. Right now, I've got at least 3 books on Audible on the go. So those are the things that I'm doing to keep my mind hyper-focused on being better. We all want to be profitable. We all want to have an amazing life. Well, now you know a little bit of a secret of how I did it, of how I really helped to develop myself. When it comes to micro learning, you have a lot of choices out there. Sometimes it can be podcasts. It can be online courses, whether it be business related. I've taken ones, like I said, I think I told you, for software. Those are can be a focus. There is Audible, there's readable books. I mean, you can pick up an old style book or textbook, that works too. But what are you doing to stop scrolling and start learning? What part of your business could you change? Is there something week to week that you give the big sigh that it's not working out? Well, what kind of micro learning can you do to get out of that situation? I think that's the difference between successful business owners and ones who are just making it. The ones that don't see the growth, they're not scaling, is that successful business owners are finding solutions and finding ways, and we find them in many different formats. The only time I try to scroll is I have a lot of network hubs, and I think that's okay too, to put a little time in that. Sometimes you're scrolling, but it's like us. We have our Facebook Footmasters private hub group. Well, I love going on there because it is specific to business and there is some learning. I'm more or less talking about more the endless scrolling. So many different things. Right now, I'm learning how to turn all of my courses into a textbook. I'm not going to pay someone to do that. I'm learning how to do it myself and how to get it published. This is just, it depends where you are in your business, but instead of trying to always pay someone else to do something, here's another one. Let's talk about design and advertising and things related to your business that are a little bit more creative. Every single of the devices you could be using, if you go to the help or resource section, they have schooling. I'm telling you right now, they have courses. Canva is a great example. If you're not sure how to do something, Canva will do it for you. It's absolutely awesome, and there are so many different things. I mean, I told you about MailChimp. I told you about the Google Ads already. There are just so many courses. So before you sit down and start scrolling, ask yourself, what can I be doing in my time to expand my mind, to be doing something that's going to increase business, bring business to me. Another big thing that I've done for this year is it's attending more workshops that I can, or business networking. I find that's a great learning objective. I mean, you can head through the McDonald's and go sit down, and yeah, that's all fine and dandy. But what about going to a network brunching breakfast? I mean, we belong to some really great seniors groups. So recently I was at the big Alzheimer's one, and now that's become a staple of what we do. And that is a type of micro learning that you are seeing what other people are doing, because when you're going to those places, you're studying, you're talking, you're networking. These are all different ways. Ask yourself, am I, wasting a lot of time that I could be utilizing it to put into business? And I'm not talking about, I know that we all need free time. We need to have a good work-life balance. And we can't be working absolutely all the time. I don't see it as that. I go for my walks. I love listening to music on my headphones. I do have my quiet time. I'm talking about making a choice between scrolling time that is dead time. It's actually not making you more relaxed. It's much more relaxed actually to go for a walk and have an Audible book on, and you're listening to somebody. And some of my micro learning has very much been about development of my mind, development of being a boss. I have become, I'm telling you, a much better boss over the last 2 years, with doing a lot of coaching online, taking a lot of small courses. I had taken one even to learn how to onboard. And that means from the idea of hiring a person to bringing them into the shop. So there's so much learning out there. And chances are, if you're on this podcast and you're listening to me right now, you did make a good choice, because instead of scrolling and doing nothing, you're listening to what another businesswoman has done and how I choose to continue to grow my business. There's absolutely no wasted time. I can assure you, after doing some of my tasks that I had to do for my company, I am shortly going to be going on and doing my makeup. Almost guaranteed I'm going to have either someone else's podcast, or I'm going to have an Audible book on, and I'm going to be learning and bringing something in really good to help expand my mind. So ask yourself, what are you doing to expand your mind, to get solutions for things that are happening in your business that you might be struggling? What is out there that you could learn on the go, in the moment, in the 10 minutes, the 30 minutes, the 1 hour, to better yourself and better your business? Have a great day and have a great life creating a business that you love.